Welcome along once again to a Star Sports video blog, and we're weeks away now from what many flat racing enthusiasts consider the premier flat race in the world. It is the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. Very competitive market at this stage, and we've got joint favourites here at Star Sports, both 9-2, and they're Flintshire and Novelist. And I'm a big fan of Novelist, and we'll come on to that shortly. But Liam, I'll let you kick us off with Flintshire. Short price for you, 9-2?
Yeah, you can sort of see where it's coming from, but he's a lightly raced 3-year-old from Andre Fabia, obviously a man who needs no introduction when it comes to prepping one for this race. This horse only made his debut back in May, so as a juvenile, not much experience on the book really. It's all about potential with Flintshire. It'd be very unwise to assume this is a limit of his ability. That said, I don't like taking short prices about horses where it's priced upon potential, and I think he's best watched for betting purposes, but he could go off really short on the PMU on the French Tote, and he could obviously be a world beater. But
mainly due to his flashy connections, really. And who buys Caleb Abdullah's horses? He seems to have got the game on lockdown at the moment. Anything decent has Mr. Abdullah next to it. I think the boys in blue must be raging, I would have thought. But like you said, he was very impressive. He put Okavango in his place. He won the Prix de Paris well over a mile 4, and it shows he stays. Dan Silly, Sadler's Wells, stamina shouldn't be a problem for it, but I'm with you. I think he's slightly too short for what he's achieved. I'd rather take a shorter price when I've seen a bit more from him, as crazy as that might sound. Whereas Novelist, the other joint 9-2 favourite with us here, he's won 9 of his 11 races. He was cracking performance to win our King George. Don't think the stamina issue will be a problem. I think he'll get the trip, and I think he deserves to be favourite on his own for me.
That's fair enough. I do think if the race were run tomorrow, I think he would be favourite. I think the price of Flintshire is sort of factored in that he's going to be quite maybe go on and be impressive in the Niel. But Novelist has really gone forward this season. Obviously, really impressive in the King George. Absolutely annihilated the track record that day. Everything did go right for him that day. He got a strong pace. He managed to settle. He got a great toe through the race, and it's hard to see that he will ever run to a better figure than he did in that race. He's really reliant on the race setting up for him well. He was really workmanlike in his prep race. He had to make his own running. He was really keen. He probably ran 20-25 pounds below what he did in the King George. So, but yeah, he's got the form in the book already, and like I say, if it were run tomorrow, I think he'd be favourite, and he'd be a worthy favourite at that. So a strong case to be made for him.
Well, you touched on there the race being run to suit, and I don't think there's many rougher races out there than the Arc.
Yeah.
There's
there's always some trouble in running. There will be a few unlucky horses, and he could be one of them, given the fact that he would ideally want to be held up in this. But a lot of the others are the same though. So.
Well, it's always a bustling match. There's no quarter given or asked, and a horse who had the race completely run to suit last year was Orfevre.
Yeah.
Tears from certain members of the Star Sports team last year as this one got nutted on the line. And as Trevor said yesterday in the office, if it found trouble in running, it probably would have won.
Yeah.
As crazy as that sounds, came down the outside, everything went to suit, went slightly too early and got nutted on the line. And Novelist, does it want exactly the same? Does it want to get held up a little bit and then come through late on? It's so many quandaries in a race with so many runners. But let's focus on Orfevre. This horse has won £9.7 million. I mean, if we're going to own another horse, I'd rather have one that wins that rather than you just get vet spills every month.
Yeah.
That's a short. That's what you're aiming for, really, isn't it?
Orfevre gets quite a lot of stick, to be honest, because he's clearly got his quirks. Last year he idled in front. He got to the front too soon. Like you say, if he'd found trouble in running, then he probably would have won. Again, he needs a decent pace to run at. He really is an exaggerated hold-up horse now, though. They are not going to be getting to the front, even within anything above a furlong out. So. But it's a much stronger race this year. He got beat by 50 to 1 shot last year. I couldn't even name who came 3rd and 4th in that race. They've gone.
That's because you were on the one that won.
Well, exactly. We'll leave that to another time. But he's got his regular jockey over from Japan this year as well, which may help because he does know the horse a little bit better than Sumion did last year. But I think that the value's gone in his price as well. I just don't really see it, to be honest.
Well, I think last year was his year, and there's others to concentrate on for me. And let's just touch on 2 others briefly. First of all, Trev, brilliantly named.
Yeah.
Madame Christine Herrick or Merrick or Head, or she seems to have a million and one names. Cricket Head, or I don't know if she's a member of the Barmy Eye. Either way, she does deserve some respect because she's probably the best female trainer in the world. She won the Arc in '79 with Triomphe. This is a wonderful filly. It hammered everything in the French Oaks. It was very impressive. The thing it beat went won the Irish Oaks. It's won 3 from 3. Another one priced up on potential, I would have thought, at 8s, but this really could have some potential.
Yeah, I think it's arguably the most exciting horse in the race, and that it really could just be anything. But I think that you have to think the 3-year-old filly form line is never good. It's never the strongest really in any year, other than the odd exception with Zarkova a few years ago. But I mean, it'll face a real challenge in the Prix of May. It's going to take on Venus de Milo, who will give it a good test pre-arc. But yeah, I think she's about the right price, but very difficult to price up given she's totally unexposed.
Madame Creekhead, I apologise for my facetious behaviour, and I will demand the respect in the future. Quickly, we've got Intello and the Fugue and Alcazim, the other 3 main protagonists. I would have thought that the Fugue was a likely non-runner. Yeah. Very ground dependent yourself?
Yeah, I think it needs soft ground. They're better off waiting for the Breeders' Cup. Yeah.
Intello, a wonderful horse, has won 5 of its 7 races. Didn't quite look itself last time out when it got beat by Moonlight Cloud.
Yeah, I think that it's a top class horse over 1 mile and 10 furlongs. It wasn't quite quick enough for 1 mile last time against top class opposition. I think there's a question over whether it's going to stay 12 furlongs. Even if it does, can a horse be that good over 1 mile and 12 furlongs equally? I don't think so.
I've got written down here massive stamina questions. So I think we agree that we'd want to be a layer on Intello. And finally, Alcazim, he's had such a wonderful season. He seems sort of slightly over-campaigned to me now. The Eclipse form is becoming questionable after the O'Brien horse went out and won again, which is called...
Declaration of War.
Declaration of War, well done, Liam. But for me, Alcazim, it's had too many runs, and if it came out and won this, it'd be wonderful, but it's not for me. Now my colours to the mast. I'm going to put you up Novelist at 9-2. Liam, any of these that you're going to back or something at a bigger price?
Something at a bigger price that interests me is Kazuna. His form's obviously pretty difficult to assess, but he's marked himself as a top 3-year-old in Japan, which is no mean feat in any year. He's around 16-1 mark at the moment, and I think that given you've got the likes of Trev and Flincher at 9-2 and 7s, when they're essentially got similar profiles to Kazuna, I think he's worth an interest at the 16s. Also, one thing I will say about Alcazim is I think there's a sort of theory that's gone under the radar a little bit, is that I think he's a lot better right-handed, even though he has looked a little bit jaded in his last couple of runs.
Well, I agree with you. If you're going to back a horse on potential, you want to be looking to take 16, not 9-2 and 7. So shrewd move there from Liam. But for me, it's Novelist. From Liam here, it's Kazuma. But with whatever you back in the arc, all the best of luck. We're here, 08000 521 321. Everything's priced up, so give us a call.